Alhambra's Islamic palaces, as we know them today, were built for the last Muslim emirs in Spain and the court of the Nasrid dynasty. After the conquest of Granada by the raised Catholic monarchs in 1492, some portions were used by Christian rulers. The palace of Charles V, built by Charles V at Holy Roman Emperor in 1527, was inserted in the Alhambra within the Nasrid fortifications. After being allowed to fall into disrepair for centuries, the buildings being occupied by squatters, Alhambra was rediscovered in the 19th century by European scholars and travelers, with restorations commencing. It is now one of Spain's major tourist attractions, exhibiting the country's most significant and well-known Islamic architecture, together with 16th century and later Christian building and garden interventions. The history of the Alhambra completed towards the end of Muslim rule of Spain by Yusuf I and Muhammad V, Sultan of Granada. The Alhambra is a reflection of the culture of the last centuries of the Moorish rule of Al-Andalus, reduced to the Nasrid Emirate of Granada. It is a place where artists and intellectuals had taken refuge after the Reconquista by Spanish Christians won victories over Al-Andalus. The Alhambra integrates natural site qualities with constructed structures and gardens, and is a testament to Moorish culture in Spain and the skills of Muslim, Jewish, and Christian craftsmen and builders of their era. The literal translation of Alhambra, the red female, reflects the color of the red clay of the surroundings of which the fort is made. The buildings of the Alhambra were originally whitewashed. However, the buildings as seen today are reddish. Another possible origin of the name is the tribal designation of the Nasrid dynasty. The castle was then largely ignored until the 11th century, when its ruins were renovated and rebuilt by Samuel ibn Narella, vizier to the Emir Badis ben Habuz of the Zirid dynasty of Al-Andalus, in an attempt to preserve the small Jewish settlement also located on the natural plateau, Sabaika Hill. The Muslim ruler Muhammad XII of Granada surrendered the Emirate of Granada in 1492 without the Alhambra itself being attacked when the forces of the raised Catholicos, King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Isabella I of Castile, took the surrounding territory with a force of overwhelming numbers.
Alhambra. De hecho, hace apenas unos minutos hemos podido verla, eso sí, en la lejanía, paseando por los palacios nazaríes. Ha sido el colofón a una jornada en la que ha tenido una parte más cultural, con la visita a la Catedral de Granada, y después una parte más lúdica en la que ha podido asistir a un espectáculo de flamenco en pleno barrio del Sacromonte, en la Cueva de la Rocío. Después, Michelle Obama y su séquito se han trasladado hasta el Parador de San Francisco, donde han tomado una cena ligera, y ahora están visitando, como decíamos, la Alhambra, en concreto los palacios, los jardines, y también van a visitar el Generalife. Todo ello antes de regresar esta misma noche al Hotel de la Costa del Sol Villa Padierna, donde se hospeda estos días.
La de Michelle no se da un respiro, van a cenar, como ayer, muy pronto a las 7, mesa en el Parador de San Francisco, y después visita a la Alhambra.
Y Michelle Obama está en este momento paseando por el mismo lugar que hace 13 años pisó la familia Clinton. Bill, Hillary y su hija Chelsea estuvieron en aquella ocasión acompañados por los reyes y por el príncipe Felipe. El expresidente de Estados Unidos llegó a decir que desde el Albaicín había visto el atardecer más bello del mundo.
I also know civilization's debt to Islam. It was Islam at places like Uluzar that carried the light of learning through so many centuries, paving the way for Europe's Renaissance and Enlightenment. It was innovation in Muslim communities. It was innovation in Muslim communities that developed the order of algebra, our magnetic compass and tools of navigation, our mastery of pens and printing, our understanding of how disease spreads and how it can be healed. Islamic culture has given us majestic arches and soaring spires, timeless poetry and cherished music, endless poetry and, places of peaceful contemplation. And throughout history, Islam has demonstrated through words and deeds the possibilities of religious tolerance and racial equality. I also know that Islam has always been a part of America's story. The first nation to recognize my country was Morocco. In signing the Treaty of Tripoli in 1796, our second president, John Adams, wrote, "The United States has in itself no character of enmity against the laws, religion, or tranquility of Muslims." And since our founding, American Muslims have enriched the United States. They have fought in our wars, they have served in our government, they have stood for civil rights, they have started businesses, they have taught at our universities, they've excelled in our sports arenas, they've won Nobel Prizes, built our tallest building, and lit the Olympic torch. And when the first Muslim American was recently elected to Congress, he took the oath to defend our Constitution using the same Holy Quran that one of our founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, kept in his personal library. So I have known Islam on 3 continents before coming to the region where it was first revealed. That experience guides my conviction that partnership between America and Islam must be based on what Islam is, not what it isn't. And I consider it part of my responsibility as President of the United States to fight against negative stereotypes of Islam wherever they appear. But that same principle must apply to Muslim perceptions of America. Just as Muslims do not fit a crude stereotype, America is not the crude stereotype of a self-interested empire. The United States has been one of the greatest sources of progress that the world has ever known.
Amerika'nın İslam'la tanışması, dikkatinizi çekiyorum, 12. yüzyıla kadar dayanır. Amerika kıtasının 1492'de Kolomb tarafından keşfedildiği iddia edilir. Oysa Kolomb'dan 314 sene önce 1178'de Müslüman denizciler Amerika kıtasına ulaşmışlardı. 1178. Hatta Kristof Kolomb'un hatıralarında Küba kıyılarında dağın tepesinde bir caminin varlığından bahsedilmektedir. Ben şimdi Kübalı kardeşimle bunu konuşuruz. O dağın tepesine bir cami bugün de yakışır. Yeter ki böyle bir şeye müsaade etsinler. Yani Kolomb daha Amerika kıtasını keşfetmeden İslam dini kıtada inkişaf etmiş, yayılmıştı. Tabii burada çok önemli bir farkı da sizlerle paylaşmak isterim. Gerek Osmanlı Devleti, gerek diğer İslam ülkeleri, Latin Amerika ülkelerindeki tebliğ faaliyetlerini siyasi arzuların vasıtası olarak asla kullanmadılar. İslam dini asla ve asla sömürmenin, sömürgüleştirmenin, köleleştirmenin bir aracı olmadı. Başkaları daha iyi sömürmek için, daha kolay boyun eğdirmek için dinlerini bir araç olarak kullanırken Müslümanlar ve İslam devletleri sadece tebliğin peşinde oldular. Sadece gönülleri fethetmenin peşinde oldular. Sadece Allah'ın ismini yüceltmenin peşinde oldular.